On today's episode, The Path Monk Presents, I have a very special guest with me joining today. Please welcome Andrea, who's the head of marketing at Thrust Carbon. She is your go-to energy leader, always driving collaboration and innovation among cross-functioning teams. Now, for all of you who don't know, Thrust Carbon, their vision is a world where actions don't have to cost the earth. Their mission is to make travel effortlessly green. Andrea, thank you so much for joining us today. It's an honor to have you on our show.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Awesome. We're lucky to have you here. Now, for all of our listeners out there, tell us, what is Thrust Carbon?
Sure. So Thrust Carbon, as you said, is on a mission to make travel effortlessly green. And what this means is we build technology that enables the world's most forward-thinking companies to create, deliver, and meet net zero objectives through carbon emissions reporting, reduction, and removal services.
That's awesome. So then, within this industry, who are your main clients? Are we talking, small companies, medium-sized enterprises, or do you mainly cater to all different types of industries?
We actually have two main customers. We work with a lot of travel management companies and online booking tools. So if you think of like a CWT or an SAP Concur, and then we also work with large enterprise companies like Novartis, S&P Global, MasterCard, and Toyota, who generally have their own in-house travel programs as well. We've also recently branched out into the meetings and events space. So we work with a lot of large meetings management companies. And so that's been a really fun market to get into as well.
Oh, that's exciting. So then, as for your clients, how do they typically find you then? What's your top client acquisition channel? Are we talking digital marketing, inbound? Is it through word of mouth? Is it through referrals?
Yeah, so it's really a mix for us right now. We are in a really exciting stage at the company where we're still very much in startup mode, but we're doing a lot. And so that means that we really need to put our investments in the right places in order to get that customer acquisition and make sure our ROI is as efficient as it possibly can be. So really, at the end of the day, we really value our relationships with our customers. We do a lot of networking, and we have a small but mighty team of both climate experts and industry experts. So our network is fantastic, and we utilize that to the greatest extent that we possibly can. And then we meet a lot of people at events as well. So all of the sustainability and also travel industry conferences, we always make sure that we have a great presence there and stand out, make an impact, and meet as many people as possible, of course. And then we have our lead gen channels of the basic B2B. So we've got LinkedIn, and website is huge for us as well. And then facilitating a lot of demos to really get that lead acquisition. And so it's a mix at the end of the day. Press is a big one, of course, too. We're trying to make sure that we are positioning ourselves as a leader in both the sustainability and travel management space. So press is always great to build that credibility and validation and reach people that we wouldn't ordinarily.
Oh, that's fantastic. And as for, with your company and what you guys do, I think it's great how you guys, are also going to a lot of trade shows now, really being able to, see your clients in person. And as you said, putting an emphasis on building relationships. So that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So now we're going to talk about the website. So what would you say are the major strengths of the Thrust Carbon website? And then where are opportunities for improvement as well?
Yeah. So websites, I think a lot about websites. I actually joined Thrust Carbon recently, and websites fascinate me because they serve so many functions. It's really the spot for information exploration and ultimately conversion. So if I break that down, then, if I put myself in the shoes of a user, the last website that you went to explore a company, you probably found them on Google. SEO, they should be top ranking if you get the company name right. You click in and you check it out for like 5 seconds, right? You're looking at a website to see, is this company what I think it is? Is it what I'm actually looking for? Is it legit? Is it valid? And after that 5-second validation process in someone's head, then there's the decision to continue exploring the website to get more information. And with this, it's understanding the products, the offerings, the services, and ultimately bringing that user on a journey that will either get them all the information that they're looking for, and then they might come back at a later time, or you actually get them to convert in that moment. And conversion also for a lot of companies means something different. So it just depends on what your own goals are. But for us, we are very much focused right now on making sure that we have the information relevant to our customers. And so we are, right now, we've got that 5-second validation down. You get to our website, we are rocking it. We're working with all these amazing companies, and we've gotten all these amazing awards, and we have information about our products. But we're really trying to build that and add to the exploration component of someone's journey by adding in use cases and case studies and white papers. We have a lot of searches related to methodologies, sustainability methodologies. People are wondering from the emissions of a ferry to a specific origin and destination. So right now we have that first stage. We're working on that exploration stage in order to make sure that when we get to the conversion stage, we are really working with people who are super qualified to be getting those demos, because we're happy to share all the information that you want. But at the end of the day, what we're finding right now is that people are really looking for more information about our products and customers and the way that we work and all that, versus just getting on the phone with someone for a demo who might not really be ready yet. So that's really the part that we're looking at, the exploration and the content required to make sure someone is getting the information that they want.
Fantastic. And I think it's great where you guys know, all right, here's what we need to work on for the website. Here's how we're going to, showcase, we are the key players and we know that, but making sure like we're staying up to date with the trends and showcasing that for your audience. So that's great. Now, we're going to talk about you as a leader. So what does an average day look like for you?
An average day at a startup in sustainability. Well, I have the unique pleasure of getting to work with our team across the pond. So most of our team is actually based in Europe. So my day starts a little earlier. I start at about 7, which I love, because then I actually get the afternoon is like my full focus time, which is, I think, quite unique these days. And I'm the day before I'm looking at my meetings and the priorities. The week before, I'm looking at my overarching priorities for that week. I'm always trying to blend the operational and the strategic when it comes to the activities that I'm doing. And that basically means that I'm looking at a high level, the strategies that I'm implementing and how to make those sustainable at the operation level. Sustainable, not in the environmental sense this time, but in the how do we keep these things going? And I am engaging with the team across Thrust Carbon all day on various topics. And I'm sure anyone who works at a small company can understand there are plenty of things that interrupt the day. But I really try to I'm a big fan of time blocking. So even the whole week prior, when I know my week's priorities, I'll block anything more than 20-minute increment. If it's less than 20 minutes, then you don't have enough time to like really get in and focus on it. So 30 to 45 to 90-minute increments of focus time related to specific topics that I know are part of my goals for the end of the week, my deliverables. And that holds me accountable too, because then at the end of a day, I can go back and look and say, did I review all these white papers? Did I go through our webinar strategy? And I can also reflect on how I actually used that time if I didn't. So it's to each their own when it comes to managing time and managing their work, but those are just a couple of things that work well for me.
That's great. I love that you know what works best for you and it's been able to help you be successful in your role. So that's great.
Thanks.
Now, we're going to get into some rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
So, what are your favorite tools and techniques for being able to get, colleagues and fellow team members involved in their marketing efforts?
Yeah. So again, working at a small company, actually working at any size company, I came from a larger company before Thrust Carbon, and getting your teammates, whether they are in marketing or not, excited about what we're doing, really, I think stems from knowing and really embodying our company goals. So being able to connect our activities back to our larger goals is critical, I think, in getting everyone energized and excited and really motivated to do whatever you want them to do, whether it be sharing a LinkedIn post or contributing to a piece of content that you want developed, like a blog or a white paper or maybe a conference session, and connecting it back to the larger goal, because that's everyone can get behind that and everyone can validate their work. So that's just one of the ways that I would get everyone energized, is to be like, this is for us. We're really excited. This is what we're looking to achieve. And we want you on board to be part of that success.
That's awesome. So my next question is, as the first marketing hire, how do you figure out how to prioritize with so much opportunity then?
Yeah, there is a ton of opportunity. I think there's always opportunity anywhere you go, but particularly in a smaller company, it's exciting, right? It's invigorating, it's energizing. But I have really been structuring my work by thinking about the top down and then bottom up, which is to say that I am thinking part of the time about the strategic. So where are we working towards? And that's kind of that operational side too. And then also just straight doing, because that's where you get immediate output. And I think immediate deliverables that are really starting to show some work, and you can then test it and show success or learnings or not. But really finding that middle ground so that you are both making sure that you're thinking long term, but that's not stopping you from doing so much awesome stuff in the short term too.
No, that's fantastic. Now, I want to thank you so much for joining us on PathMonk Presents today. And I also want to give you the last word, since we're at the end of our interview. If someone were to forget about everything we've talked about in your interview today, what is the one thing you want to remember about Thrust Carbon overall?
Great question. The one thing that I want everyone to remember about Thrust Carbon is that we are on a mission to make travel effortlessly green. And that means that we are here to work with you as industry leaders in the space and the climate experts in meeting your ESG sustainability goals. So please feel free to reach out anytime. We are always happy to have a conversation and just give you a little bit more information about what we do and how we work, and understand your goals to see if there's any opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andrea. And for all of our listeners out there, for any of your climate needs in the travel industry, know where to find her at Thrust Carbon. And once again, check us out next week on PathMonk Presents.